Hey, what is happening, everyone? Welcome to episode 49 of the Lifting Ugly podcast. I'm sure some people, who am I joking? I'm sure somebody will jump on at some point. I know that our podcast has not been extremely regular, and there's a few different reasons for that, which we explained. And so, anyone who's not aware, gym movements, meets, end of the year meets, have kind of caused us to kind of put stagger these things a little bit, and then obviously, we can't get to it all the time. So we know it's really sad for everyone, and and hard for you guys to get by a week or two without seeing or listening to us. But most likely, if you're listening to this one, you probably haven't listened to all the others. So if we miss a week, just go revisit an old one. Hit up the classics, and that'll be a great way for you to occupy your time. So after this is over, when you have some free time, make sure you go to generalleathercraft.com, where you can get your Pioneer lifting belts. You can get stock belts, custom belts. You can there's all sorts of varieties of belts. You have the Pioneer cut, which gives you half-inch increments versus the 1-inch increments. They have lifting straps, wraps, wrist wraps, knee wraps, all that kind of stuff. They're working on knee sleeves, and we can't wait for those to come out. Golf head covers, dog collars. They've got it. If it's made of leather, there's a good chance that they have it. They also announced on, we'll be kind of talking about this later. They announced on their Instagram that they have basically told the IPF to shove it. So good for that's just all the more reasons to go get yourself a Pioneer belt at generalleathercraft.com. Also go to maxbarbell.com, where you can get pretty much anything else that you desire. It's where any singlets that we get come from. I bought all my lifting shoes from maxbarbell.com, so make sure you visit our friends there at maxbarbell.com. And great customer service. They're fast, good prices. Their stuff goes on sale, man. They have some killer sales too, so sure you check them out. I, myself, which my name is, I didn't introduce myself, so I'm sorry, but the only one on here right now at this moment is Nicole, and she knows who I am. So, hi, Nicole. Thank you for joining me today. But I am coming to you from Grand Junction, Colorado, from Industry Strength, the new and improved place to work out in the Grand Junction area. If you have not checked it out, make sure you come down and check it out. Get a hold of me. I'll get you in. You can get a lift in, and then you'll want to sign up, because it's just that awesome. And that's how that works. So you go to at industry_strength co. On Instagram, you can go to industrystrengthco.com is the website. All those places. There's also a Facebook page, which just type in Industry Strength. You'll find it. It's really not that hard. I know things are difficult for some of you guys, but I'm pretty sure you can figure that one out. Refreshing. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, everything Lifting Ugly. It all helps us very, very much. So obviously the Instagram page at lifting_ugly. Search Lifting Ugly on Facebook. You'll find our Facebook page if you're not already there. Lifting Ugly is the YouTube page. Make sure you go to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the page. It is all very helpful. Make sure you like videos. Make sure you do all those things. It is greatly appreciated. It costs you zero in finances, just a little bit of time, and you can coast right through that. And while you're out there kind of helping us out with those types of things, make sure you go to Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, wherever any audio streaming services that you listen to things on. Make sure you look up our page there. Again, Lifting Ugly. It'll come up. And make sure you subscribe and like our stuff there as well, so that way it can help other people find us, and they can share in everyone else's misery. All right. Also, Internet time. This is all internet time stuff. Since you have nothing better to do with your life, go to liftingugly.com. Check out all the Lifting Ugly gear, hats, shirts, sweatshirts. I don't even remember everything I have up there. There's beanies. So it's cold. It's cold as shit. It's cold in most places. It's really cold here. So you can get yourself a nice Lifting Ugly sweatshirt. You can get a nice Lifting Ugly beanie. We have all that kind of stuff. If you're so inclined, you can do a one-time donation that helps the show, helps pay the bills for the show. So any of that is also greatly appreciated. If you really want to support, you can go to patreon.com/liftingugly. Check out the different levels and things that we have there. The more that we get on there, the better things we'll be able to offer. So if you are so inclined, we'd appreciate that at patreon.com/liftingugly. If you are not so inclined, again, the cheap, free, easy thing to do is to go to all our pages, social media, streaming, video, and whatnot, and subscribe and like videos there. As everyone can see, I am by myself today. Alkai we didn't do it last week because Alkai was, let's see, how shall I put this? Alkai was indisposed last week. All those things we talked about in previous weeks, he was able to take care of post meet. So congratulations to him. He got it wet. He got that, that post meet hangover taken care of. This week, I didn't want to go by another week because then it just gets way out of habit. So that's why I'm here alone. This week, he's back home in Hawaii with his family for Thanksgiving. So right now, I am the one-man army. Hey, son, I've never been taken out. I keep podcasts looking out. I drop science like girls be dropping babies. Enough to make a what? Yes, go crazy. And just like that, we start. Maybe. Man, I had it all set up. I was going to drop real good. Here it goes. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Again, episode 49 of the Lifting Ugly podcast. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you visit all the sponsors that we went through earlier on. I'll coast through them again at the end in case you missed any of them. Just really not that hard. There's not many of them. I call them sponsors, just kind of people that have kind of hooked us up along the way. So we're trying to do them a solid. In return, my raps are next to none. No one can step to this. It just so happens that most of that came from Old Dirty Bastard himself. From way back when, before probably some people listening to this were ever even born. Anyway. All right, so we got some things lined out today. I actually have stuff set up. Like I actually did due diligence. I know that people enjoy what I'm now just going to call Craig's Comments. Craig's Comments is where anyone who hasn't heard the ones before, it's my comments on people's Facebook posts because I go through Facebook and I just talk shit. And that's just kind of what I do. So I have the posts and I have the comments. I have a new segment that I don't even remember what. So I'll just tell you what the segment name is and then and kind of how I came up with it. So we're calling it's just Fitness OnlyFans. That's what it is. We're not promoting OnlyFans. We're not promoting OnlyFans for any of the fitness people. Basically what it is when I see that a fitness person, powerlifter, bodybuilder, fitness influencer of any kind, if they have an OnlyFans page, I go there And I'm not saying it's bad if you subscribe to these things. I don't subscribe to them. I don't understand the purpose of paying money to see someone naked. That's pretty free in a lot of places if that's what you want to do. But to each their own. I'm not bad mouthing that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking their posts, because if anyone hasn't been, you can go to OnlyFans, you can go to somebody's page, and you can look at what the post description is. And then obviously it doesn't show you anything, but you get the post description. So I have some post descriptions that I'm going to put out that I thought were interesting, funny, or entertaining. I'm not going to say who they're from, because our friend and usual co-host Alkai, he is, runs in fairly busy circles. So a lot of the gyms that he works out at in Southern California, a lot of these people do frequent and come into. So I figured I would just put the post up there without the names, so that way nobody gets their feelings hurt, which I don't understand why they would. They're the ones who put it out there, not me. So I don't understand why they get their feelings hurt. But anyway, just in case, I don't want to put any blood in the water for him, make anything more difficult for him than I already do. Again, so anything. Also, want to put this out there so I can involve any a little bit more interaction with people listening or the people watching. If you come across any posts and comments on Facebook, feel free to send them to me. If you come across OnlyFans descriptions and you think that they're just top shelf, go ahead, feel free to send them to me. You can either DM them to me on Facebook page, the Instagram page, or you can email me at Craig@LiftingUgly and get those things in. And while you're doing that, I haven't had a lot of them lately, but I haven't really pushed it. Make sure you get those lifting ugly faces of the week. So just grind out the face you make, screenshot that video that you're taking for whatever the reason is you're taking the video. Just get that screenshot of that face and send that to me as well, so we can start getting that contest going again. Yes, Julia, hurting people's feelings. Well, making fun of people and talking shit is fun. I don't usually have the intention of hurting people's feelings. It happens sometimes along the way. I usually try and do it to people that I know either it's not that they won't be offended by it, I guess, is kind of the direction I go, unless they really ask for it. And then I'm fully going for as offensive as I can possibly be. All right. So since it's been done before, I told you I was all prepared. Let's do I'm going to go, here's the bottom of this one. Let me create the little ticker for it here real quick. So I think we're going to start with the first segment of today. Also, as well, it's not just going to be the segment. We do have a topic. I do want to talk about the different federations in general, the things that they do wrong, things that I see them doing wrong, and just kind of, there's really not a whole lot we can do. But anyway, just some frustrating things that have come about over the last little bit. So we're going to run this little ticker here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for, why did I put Craig's Corner? God dang it. Here I am, like I'm trying to have everything set up and just lined out correctly, and I can't even put the right stuff in. It just, that's what happens when I don't have anyone to take a few seconds off my time and let me do this. I'm blaming Alkai. It's his fault. Craig's comment said I didn't even add the S. Second time, still fucked it up. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Craig's comments coming at you. Let's see. I've got 4 of them today. First one up, and I've seen this posted on a few different people's. I just commented on one, so I like to overstay my welcome or wear out my stuff. All right. To all the people who have been trying me throughout the year. And then, God damn it. Let me get rid of the ticker real quick because now it's covering up. Okay. I'm going to get this right one of these times. Sorry. To all the people who have been trying me throughout the year, come get your gifts. It is obviously somebody's fist wrapped up. It almost looks like a cast wrapped as a present. Anyway, my comment might be a lot of fisting. Okay. I wish I had like a response. I can't even get a response. I don't know if anyone else thinks this shit is funny besides me. But anyway, might be a lot of fisting. Fisting the wrapping paper. Oh, okay, here we go. Number 2, nobody told me that when you get a husband, the ears are sold separately. Well, let's break this down for all the whiny wives and girlfriends out there that complain that their husbands don't listen. They listen. They just don't care. That's what it comes down to. So they hear you. They just don't give a shit. They're tired of what you have to say. All right, so nobody told me when you get a husband, ears are sold separately. Craig's comment is, they go away when the balls go in the purse. Hardy, hard. As soon as you ladies castrate those husbands and boyfriends, fucking don't listen worth a shit. That's your fault. I blame you. Blame you all. Oh, another scorned woman post. There are so many of these, and that's why they are some of my favorite. No more talking stages. We're either dating or I'm single. Talk to God, not me. This just made me giggle from the beginning. Because if there's one thing women always do, I know I have women listening right now, and you know it's true, is you guys like to talk. It's a talking thing. So every stage is a talking stage. Don't kid yourself. So no more talking stages. We're either single or we're either dating or I'm single. Talk to God, not me. How refreshing. Usually you can't get a woman to zip it, is Craig's comment. I was going to go a little more, scale it up. I was going to say how refreshing. You usually can't get a woman to shut the fuck up. And then I was like, no, that's a little too harsh. I just got out of Facebook jail. Let me scale that down. How refreshing. You usually can't get a woman to shut up. I was like, it still might get me thrown back in jail. Then I added the zip it. Then I decided to take the O and put the little @ symbol. So that way I didn't trigger any Facebook trolls in that comment. Last one we got for Craig's comments today. Hey friends, this is just an ad. This is just somebody nice trying to give something away. Hey friends, anybody want a 10-gallon fish tank with fish and all the fixins? It's free. Simple. Hey, if you want a fish tank, you want everything a fish tank comes with, including fish, you can have it for free. That is not good enough for me. My comment is, all the fixins, like rosemary and garlic butter. So there's Craig Thomas for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got a few chuckles, as I usually do as I'm leaving those comments. I can't get a gauge, so I'm just going to smile and laugh as I'm reading them again because I still think they're funny. And so if you think I'm laughing and giggling at the dumbest shit in the world and it's not funny, then you probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast at all then, if that's the case, because that's pretty much all this is here. It's just that type of stuff over and over again. So Craig's Corner is in the books for this week. There will be plenty more to come. I make plenty of comments every day. If not every day, I make definitely plenty throughout the week. So you never have to worry about that. I'll always have more to come through with. And I try and pick the best ones. They're not always winners, but I do try my best. I didn't go with any Randy's this time. Thought I'd give him a break on here this go round. But he's pretty easy to troll. Although, so I'm gonna give a quick little story because I did a in-person shit talking comment to Randy yesterday. So as we've been getting the gym up and going, we finally got the last bits in place. We got all the electricity, the other outlets and everything all run. So I had my client and friend, the member of the gym, Charlie. And who works for Charlie? Randy works for Charlie. So Charlie and Randy were here at the gym yesterday. They were running all the wires. They were putting everything in. And Randy was down pulling wire through. And Charlie said, "Hey, Randy, do you have enough hanging out? Do you have enough hanging over there?" And Randy's like, "Oh, yeah. And I said, "Hey, Randy, he was talking about the wire, not your belly." So I do it in person too. So don't worry, everyone. It's not like if I was face to face, I wouldn't talk shit. I still talk shit. So, and he laughed because you know why? Randy's a good sport and he has a sense of humor. That's why. All right. Now, new segment time. Let's see if we can do if I can run a ticker on this one across the bottom for those that are watching. Let's see if it'll work and not cut off any of the stuff I'm posting. Anyone who's listening, it's just me babbling while I type something in so that I can put it on for the people viewing. So if you're listening, it means nothing, but I'll do a ticker. It runs across the bottom of the screen. If you really want to know what it looks like, jump on YouTube and watch it. Jump on Facebook and watch it. Fitness Only fans, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you. All right. First one. Let me remember what order I put these in. Oh, and my daughter just happens to be on here. Okay. You're not going to be surprised by anything. I'm going to try and read this in the best fashion possible. My pussy came almost instantly this morning as I placed the vibrating toy against the tip of my hard she-cock. My head exploded as I stroked it up and down, pulsating faster until my lips clenched, squeezed over the luscious sweet nectar I've been craving. How wonderful. Who wouldn't want to see that picture or video? Raise your hands. Who wouldn't? I don't see any hands up because after that wonderful description, everyone wants to see what's in store for that one. There's number one. Let's see what the second one is. We have. Okay, so this one I'll talk about after. This is today when I went back to the med spa to have an NP who also works in the ER look at it, treat it with topical silver solution. It's been 4 days of painful suffering, and the infection doesn't improve under my care. I will have to take oral antibiotics. Okay. Now, this does not seem like a funny post. It's about a burn, got to take antibiotics, having all, painful suffering, all this shit. Like, this is something I'd expect to see on Instagram or on Facebook. This is OnlyFans. So this is like someone's coming to see this description from before with her hard she-cock is what they're paying for. But what they also get, hey, bonus, we get infections. Yes. She-cocks and infections all on one page. How amazing is that? Now that is worth the money. Ladies and gentlemen, go get your money's worth on OnlyFans. You can see a she-cock and you can see an infection. I obviously, as you can see here, I don't subscribe. I did not see the pictures. And given that it's OnlyFans and they're talking about an infection, I really don't think it's a good idea to go view those pictures of what the infection is for. That's terrible. So if that was a normal post, I wouldn't even think anything of it. I'd be like, man, that sucks. But seeing as it's OnlyFans, I thought that was really weird. All right. So those are longer descriptions. The next two are a little bit shorter. Let's see what we have. I haven't used my butt plug in a while. This felt so good. I hope you all have a good weekend. There's really nothing to kind of unpack there that is kind of sums it up. Just reinstalling the old butt plug for a little while. But hey, it felt so good. I don't know if we're going to have as good a weekend as she had, or he. Could be a he. I don't judge. not going to be as good a weekend as they had with their butt plug reinstalled. Last one I have for everyone today. My ass is about to be feeling real full in the coming days. Give me a second here. Okay. What is happening here? This is a video. Again, I don't know what the video is. We're just going to use our imaginations. So dream with me, if you will, as we go through this very short sentence. My ass is about to be feeling real full. Okay. So any of us that have worked out, we know that as you work out a muscle, it becomes full. So is her ass going to be full because she's going to go do a nice glute workout? Perhaps that is it. But it's going to be feeling real with lots of L's. I would have gone with lots of like E's and been real full. But she went, or he, I'm not going to narrow this down, feeling real full in the coming. Actually, technically, it's cuming days, but I have a feeling that they meant coming days. So let's be grammatically correct here. If you want the short U sound, then you need 2 M's, not 1. So not full in the cuming days, it's full in the coming days, as in referring to, we all know. So what shenanigans are they up to that is going to fill their ass in the coming days? These are just things to think about. Just, as you're going out throughout the rest of your day, you can think about these things. Just come up with your own, what you think is happening here. Why is her ass going to be feeling full? And what is it going to be full with? Is it going to be full with the coming days? Or maybe these are supposed to be reversed. Maybe her ass is going to be feeling real full in days of coming. Maybe that's what it's going to be full of. I don't know. But anyway, those are ones this is actually the first one I came across. This is this person is very, very well known. And so I was like, whoa, they have an OnlyFans? And see, I'm using proper pronouns, they, thems, as to not give away the gender specifically. Because I'm super woke, y'all. But anyway, saw that they had an OnlyFans. I was like, man, I have got to see what this is all about. For $20 a month, this is what you get. And also, you get this. For $10 a month, you get Shecox and infection and antibiotics. So I guess when it comes to OnlyFans, you get what you pay for. You can get butt plugs and asses that are full, or Shecox and infections. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was Fitness OnlyFans. Hopefully it was entertaining for you. Please let me know if you found that entertaining. Leave comments, send me messages about if you enjoy any of this shit. As if you do, I'll keep finding it, and I'll keep tracking this stuff down as I go throughout my days. If you think it's just, I'm not going to say ridiculous and stupid, because obviously it's ridiculous and stupid. If you think it's not worthwhile, let me know, so that way I can not waste my time doing something that people don't enjoy. So please let me know, and that'll help me improve the product I'm bringing to you on a semi-weekly basis. It would be semi-weekly or semi-monthly. If it's like once or twice a month, that would be semi-weekly. Semi-monthly. I think it's semi-monthly. So the entertainment I bring to you semi-monthly will be vastly improved with your help and your comments on what you enjoy and don't enjoy about this podcast. Obviously, if you really just don't enjoy the podcast, just subscribe and like everything and don't listen to it, because at least if you do that, it'll help boost us. And if you don't listen to it, then that's not that big of a deal. But so if you enjoy it, great. All right. So the main kind of, obviously that's just kind of funny stuff. The main thing that kind of came to my eyes was actually just earlier today, and so I wanted to talk about it, is Pioneer, at Pioneer Fit on Instagram. So generalleathercraft.com, where you can get all the Pioneer gear from. They posted on their Instagram page earlier today about the IPF, the International Powerlifting Federation. So one of the federations that you can compete for in powerlifting. It's basically telling them they needed to pay them, according to Pioneer, I believe it was hundreds of thousands of dollars to become an approved gear for the IPF. So anyone who's competed knows that there is a list of gear that you can use, and then you have to be within these guidelines. If you don't know, then that's basically what it is. There's certain things you can use, certain things you can't use during different lifts. So we can go through it. During your squat, you can wear knee sleeves, nothing greater than a 7 millimeter thickness knee sleeve. You can wear wrist straps. You can wear elbow sleeves. You can wear all that during your squat. During your bench, you can wear wrist straps. I guess if you wanted to wear knee sleeves, you could during your bench. I don't know what the purpose would be, but you can. But no elbow sleeves. During your deadlift, you can wear wrist straps. And that's pretty much all you're going to want to wear during your deadlift. So that's also, so those are basically, that's your gear. I mean, you have knee sleeves, and then obviously your singlet. I mean, and that's pretty standard throughout all the federations. It's just a powerlifting singlet. So any of my people, most of the people that we know, if you're competing through the USPA, even the USAPL, which I'm not a big fan of, so USPA, WRPF, USAPL, I believe, and probably others. There's other random ones that are out there. That's what they have. No greater than 7 millimeter thickness knee sleeves, no longer than 36-inch wrist wraps, and that's about it. And then your singlet, obviously, and then you wear a t-shirt, and all those things have to be inspected so that they're not overly grippy and don't have these other things on them that they shouldn't have. But it's pretty easy, pretty standard. When you go to the IPF. The IPF has pages upon pages in their rule book of approved gear. Now, what is the approved gear are brands. They're brands that are approved. I don't even know who they have. I haven't looked at it in such a long time. But, if you have your major companies, as far as like belts. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. I missed that one altogether. Squats and deadlifts, during bench, you can use your weight belt. There's a certain thickness as far as like the thickness of the belt, and then also the width of the belt. There's parameters in there, but pretty standard. You can go to Pioneer, Pioneer's lifting. Their belts all fall within those ranges. They make them for that purpose. IPF has a list, and it's all brands. So they have the same thing, different thicknesses, lengths, all that kind of stuff are what's standard and what you can use. But you can only use certain brands. You can't just, if you find, Jack's weightlifting equipment and they have this singlet and you're like, well, this is my first meet. I don't really want to spend a lot of money. I can get a singlet for $20. They have these knee sleeves that I can get for $40 and, trying to save money. But you're competing in the IPF. You can't do that. You have to go through and you have to go through their brand list and make sure that those brands are approved. Because if they're not approved, you can't use it. So if you get your, knee sleeves, you get your lifting belt, you get all those things, and you're like, man, I'm set. This is awesome. You get to the meet, like, here's my shit. And they're like, nope, sorry, it's not on the approved list. Well, why is it not on the approved list? Let's go. Why are these things not on the approved lists? Is it because they're inferior products? Because their quality is less? Obviously not. So we're looking at the IPF. Pioneer belts are not on the approved list, but anyone who has a Pioneer belt knows that their quality is far, far superior than anyone else's. Let's say it's as good, if not far superior, than anyone else's belt product on the market. At a minimum, it's as good, but it's mostly going to exceed what you get from anyone else. The quality is phenomenal. The product you can get, the designs you can do, all that kind of stuff is next to none. But in the IPF, you can't wear a Pioneer lifting belt. And you may be asking, why can't I wear a Pioneer lifting belt? If they fall within the thickness parameters, the width parameters, and all that, why can't I wear a Pioneer lifting belt? Wow. Seems ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You are correct. The reason why Pioneer did this to the IPF is because they want money. Brands pay IPF money to be quote unquote approved gear. So they don't even have to be good. It can be a shitty company, shitty product that is shitty to deal with, that has terrible customer service, all those things. But if they pay the IPF, guess what? They're one of the products you have to use. I mean, you can choose one of the other brands too, but they're all brands that paid money to be approved through the IPF. It's fucking bullshit. It's the dumbest thing ever. I don't understand why more brands don't tell them to go fuck themselves. I know I would as a brand, because I'm not going to pay a bunch of money for something that you shouldn't have to pay. Every other federation just has the type of product that's the parameters. You fit those parameters, you can wear the product. They don't give a shit what brand it is. They don't care. And IPF does not realize how much, maybe they do, and maybe they're kind of kicking themselves right now. But the way they've gone about it, what they don't understand is you get a company like Pioneer, and you have a lot of people that buy their stuff. They sell a lot of belts. They sell a lot of wraps, a lot of straps. Well, now you're telling everyone in the IPF if somebody that wants to compete for your federation, if they love Pioneer, you got to pick one or the other. You either buy your Pioneer crap or you compete in IPF. Well, if you have your Pioneer crap, what's stopping you from going to a different federation? Just go to a different federation. Go to one that actually cares about the athletes and cares about their experience. And let's talk about that as well. Most promoters and most federations are doing a good job in giving back to their athletes, that are trying to make the experience as seamless and as fun for the people competing, the people that pay the money, the people that have prepped, as they possibly can. They're really trying. I mean, you can see that. And then you have promoters from these federations that either aren't prepared to promote, or they don't care, or they're cutting corners to make money so that they can pull a bigger payday at the end of it. And it's like, that's what their goal is. And and I get it. I mean, you don't want to put on one of these things to lose money, but you know what? A lot of times you might. That's not why you do this. You do this for the exposure of the sport. You do this for the exposure of the gym that's hosting. And then that's why you try and get sponsors, and the sponsors help pay so that they can pay for all these things so that you can actually at least break even. I mean, who cares if at the meet you make money? Your goal is to break even. Get eyes on what you have. Like, so as a business, I look at this and I'm like, this is about getting eyes. This is about meeting people, which I've done. Any of the stuff that we sponsored, any of the stuff we've been a part of, any of the events that I've had people at, it helps get eyes on the company, which is always good. It doesn't always turn into dollars, but it turns into more eyes. Eventually means that gets that momentum up and going. The other the other thing that kind of brought this to me as well is there's an event this weekend from a federation that Lifting Ugly was a sponsor of last year. The first event we ever sponsored, our first sponsorship. And it's this weekend. And obviously I'm not there. Alkai's not there because nobody asked us to be a sponsor. I don't know who their sponsors are. I don't know if they have, I don't even, who gives a shit if there's, as far as like clothing and whatnot, who cares if there's a competitor? So to me, my first thought is it's kind of shitty. Not that I would have done it, not that I would have been able to do it. I mean, in all honesty, I might not have been able to financially been able to do it, but I went above and beyond last year of really what my capabilities were to, so is it, did I not give enough money to give away to the competitors? Did I not give enough product, to be given away? I know I was one of the few sponsors that actually showed up to the event. There's only like 3 tables with people. But it's kind of weird not to get asked if I wanted to be a part of this event again this year. And so it's like, to me, it's a lack of, I don't know. I guess I don't want to shit talk another, like the promoters too much. Not that I don't want to, I just don't want to do it too much. I would just say, as me, if I was promoting a meet, if I had done one before, my first contacts when I decided to do the meet again, and when I had a place set up in my structure for my sponsors, I would go to everyone who was part of that meet before and said, hey, we're doing it again next year. We would love for you to be a part of it. And if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. And that's fine. And then you move on. You go to the next ones, go to the next ones. But, someone that kind of helped you out in your beginning stages of it, kind of, to kind of help you get prizes and whatnot out there, it seems kind of shitty to just not even acknowledge that. And so just kind of made me think about a lot of things. And it's not just powerlifting. Bodybuilding's the exact same way. Strongman's been the exact same way. I've had a lot of over this last year as we've been doing Lifting Ugly, and it's been a little bit over a year for anyone who's been with us throughout. I've had a lot of eye-opening experiences as a company going into these events. And it is, I have a new respect for any brand that is putting themselves out there. Because I see the return. I see the, whether it's accidental or intentional, I see how you can get taken advantage of. They ask for a lot and sometimes don't pull their end of the deal. They don't care. They have your money. They could care less about if they promote you properly or anything. And so, and it's kind of shitty, but I mean, that's the way the world works around just regardless of what you're doing. So I will say, obviously, the best event we've ever been a part of, and I knew it was going to be the best event I'd be a part of, was working with Al at Squat to Depth at the Black Hills Classic, and being able to be a part of that event was the best choice that I made. It was the most expensive choice that I made, but it was the best choice because that event is flawless. He does a hell of a job promoting the people that sponsor his events. He shouts out to the crowd. He lets everyone know that you're there and helps you promote, and that's appreciated. I mean, that's, like I said, that's makes it worth it versus paying money, having no acknowledgement, having no promotion on the part of the event promoter for your brand, which has been the other side of things. So yeah, I'm gonna miss that meet too. I don't know. Again, it'll be interesting to see if they do the Black Hills Classic again. But unfortunately, if they do it again, we know it won't be with Squat to Depth as the promotion, and that's going to be that'll definitely change the dynamic of that meet. So I'm not done sponsoring anything. I have being a part of these events has made me take a step back and be more selective with who I work with and how far we get involved with the different things. And a lot of it is not because we're such an exclusive brand. It's because we're a brand that doesn't really make money. We don't make money. We just don't do it. And so for me to dig in my pocket, I have to be selective and who I work with and what type of event it is and what that means for me and for the brand. And so, I like to, so as I think that should be every company. I don't care how much money a company makes. I don't care if it's Pioneer, if it's Iron Rebel, if it's Cerberus, if it's any of those. To me, if they're giving something to a promoter to make their meet more valuable to the people competing, then you need to do the justice deserved to those people that are helping make that event be as good as it is. And that's the promoter, that's the sponsors, and then, of course, the people competing. It would be nothing without them. So that's me on my high horse about that whole thing. So just some thoughts that I had as I came through. So if anyone listens and they do promote or they know a promoter, just make sure. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot to it, but know where your money's coming from as a promoter. Your money's coming from the entry fees and the people that are competing. Your money's coming from the sponsors. So make sure they're taken care of, and make sure that they that they know that you're appreciative of their contribution to the product that you're bringing to the table. All right, so I was gonna do a different version of white lights, red lights. I'm gonna bypass that. I was just gonna do it and throw it out to people listening to leave comments. But I am gonna wrap this up. And so anyway, like I said before, if you guys come across, if you're perusing OnlyFans, whether it's just to kind of see what the posts are, or if you're a member of anyone's OnlyFans and you find a description to be of some interest, make sure you get that to me. If you see posts and comments that are good, go ahead and send them to me. You can DM them to me on Facebook or on Instagram, or again, you can send me anything to the email address, which is Craig@liftingugly.com. Nice and simple. My name, CRAIG @liftingugly.com. And then again, we've talked a lot about them. Go grab yourself a Pioneer belt. Go grab yourself Pioneer wraps, straps, whatever they've got. Go to generalleathercraft.com and pick up some Pioneer gear. Also, get the rest of what you need for your lifting needs to be the best you can be at maxbarbell.com. If you're in the Grand Junction area, passing through, or you live here, you better get your ass down to Industry Strength. You can visit us at industry_strengthco on Instagram. industrystrengthco.com is the website. Or you can message, you can message anyway. You can message Craig Bird. You can message Industry Strength. You can message Lifting Ugly. You want to know who gets that shit? I do. So if you want to come down to Industry Strength, even if you're just passing through town, you want to come check it out and get a workout in at the home of Lifting Ugly, get a hold of me. I'll get you in. Get a workout in. Again, at lifting_ugly. Search Lifting Ugly. everywhere. Go to YouTube, go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, go to Facebook. Make sure you like and subscribe to all these pages and like the episodes. It's helpful and it's free. For free. Go to liftingugly.com as well. Check out the gear that we have available there. Shirts, hats, all that other shit. And just kind of take a look around the site and get what you want. And don't get what you don't want. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to get anything. But at least take a look. If you want to donate and subscribe, you can to our patreon.com/liftingugly. And you can be a monthly subscriber. Like I said in the beginning, the more people we get to subscribe, the more we can offer to the people for their subscriptions. We appreciate it all. Everyone, we do. We appreciate everything and all that anyone does. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the likes and the subscriptions on all the social media and everything that we got going on. Let's keep it up again. Lifting Ugly Faces. Get those emails to the email, to the DMs, whatever the case may be. Make sure you fire them off to me so that way we can get that contest up and going again. It's been a pleasure spending this time with you. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Whether it's by yourself, you can still enjoy it by yourself. I did last year. It was great. Or whether you're with family, try to enjoy as much as you can. It's time to be grateful and thankful for all that we have. So go do that and quit being a pain in the ass for at least a couple days. And we will see you soon. Wow.